Hello, you just caught me doing some DIY, but why don't we use this hammer for something more crafty? We're going to make a beautiful printing of flowers. It's called flower bashing and it is not one to do when you have a headache. Okay, all you need for this is some calico or cotton material. It does need to be cotton and not nylon to make it work properly. So a piece of calico, some flowers, a hammer and some pens. Pens are optional actually for the end section, but that's what we're going to do. And kitchen roll as well. Now, if you notice this board, this is the board that I have been flower bashing on for years, and you can see what a mess it is. You do not want to do this on your table. Find yourself a board or some cardboard or something, because this is going to end up as a mess. We've sometimes done this outside at school as well to do that. Put a piece of kitchen roll underneath and then put your calico on top. Then get your flower. I'm going to show you a super big flower. This is a cosmos. Okay, now I want my flower to be downwards, so I'm going to take off the stem, but I'm not going to lose it. I'm going to put my flower spread out onto there, and then I'm going to put the stem underneath so that it looks as if it's part of the flower. I will pick this all up in a moment for you to see it, because the craft itself is simple. I'm going to get another piece of kitchen roll and put that on top, and then I'm going to bash it. This is where you don't want to do it with your headache, okay? So I'll stop talking for a minute while you watch me do it. So there we are, not one to do when you have a headache and possibly want to do outside or not a WI meeting with 300 people. Right, at this stage, you can see the colour of the flower start to come through the kitchen roll like that. But you can check whether or not you're happy with that by carefully picking up your kitchen roll. Does that look as if it's been bashed? It does. If you think, oh, I forgot a bit or whatever, you can change that now. So then you're going to take off the kitchen roll, and I might just actually push my other flowers out of the way so I can hold this up for you while I take it off, in the hope that it works, if you can see that nice and carefully. So I'm going to take off the stem now, and you can see that it's left an imprint there. Now, I didn't bash the big middle there. Some flowers you can, but this one is a little bit big, so I avoided that. But when I pull off the flower, look how amazing that is, because it has left an imprint. Now, there are a few little bits of flour still attached, and I'm going to use an edge of a kitchen roll to just take those off, just wiping them off. And you have to be just a little bit careful that you don't smudge it all at that point. But there we are. That's now an imprint of the flower left there beautifully. And if you carry that on with loads of different flowers, you end up with something really beautiful. Okay, now we've had lots of different flowers here on there, but what are you going to do with it? That's what you're going to say. I did this with the children at my gardening club, and they didn't say what are they going to do with it. They just enjoyed doing it. My friend Lucy turned this into a gorgeous pincushion for me for my birthday, which was wonderful. Where are the pens coming in, you're saying? Let's do another little flower bash and then I can show you what happens there. So I'm still going to use that same bit of kitchen roll actually for the underneath, so that I'm not using up too much. But I'm going to get another one, and I'm going to do a pansy, because I know that pansies work particularly well. Pansies have these gorgeous little faces on them. And I'm going to pop that down there, right next to it. I also know that this works particularly well to do a lobelia, so I'm going to show you that. And my favourite flower of all is a fuchsia, so I'm also going to show you that. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to put a couple of extra ones in there, little campanulas, and I know that all of those work well. Okay, so once again, I'm just pushing them down so they don't move around too much, and bashing. from there? Yes, I think I did. So that's a perfect example of how it's coming through on the kitchen roll. The kitchen roll is still there, but you can see all of that coming through. So you can see that it's definitely bashed. And then I'm going to gently peel off my flowers. I might have to use my little bit of kitchen roll to help gently peel off the flowers. Now I deliberately did the Cosmos first because I know that that leaves a really good imprint, but you can experiment. You'll get better and worse imprints with different flowers. It's a natural craft, so you're going to get different ones. So if I show you how that's come out, you can see you have some kind of imprint of flowers, but they're not perfect. So what we're going to do is get our felt tip pens and just go round those a little bit. So I'm going to add a little stem onto my fuchsia, and I'm going to go around the edges just to redefine a little bit of what's going on the edges there, just to add a bit extra. We might add a little bit. What you can do is add a centre as well. And actually, even if they come out pretty rubbishly, so you can see that there, but I've added those. In there I added a centre to the previous Cosmos that I did. So it's got a nice little centre. But even if they don't come out all that well, how you see it, by the time you've lined them, they look brilliant and they make really, really nice cards for this time of year. I did this from lavender and it hasn't come out all that well. So I'm going to get a little purple one and just add a little bit extra in there. Taking a bit of the naturalness and adding a little bit to it. Sometimes people have written next to it as well, like that, so you can see, and that makes a really nice card. I know that things, the juicier the flower, like a geranium or a busy lizzie, they come out really, really well, but you really just need to experiment. Bash those flowers, get out, give them a bash, and you could end up with a beautiful print like that. See you soon.